Let's take a journey together. A journey through time, back more than 400 years. Close your eyes and forget the city that never sleeps. Let the skyscrapers disappear. Let the steel bridges fade away. Let the crowded streets sink back into the earth. Where you are standing now is no longer New York. This is a wild, untouched island called Mannahatta, the land of many hills. In the early 1600s, Mannahatta was one of the richest natural environments in the world. It had more than 500 plant species and hundreds of animals. There were wetlands, rivers, forests, and wildlife everywhere. In a place where today you find Chinatown, there was once a large wetland full of beavers. The people who lived here were called the Lenape. They lived in balance with nature. They built their homes from tree bark, used only what they needed, and followed the rhythm of the seasons. They created a long path across the island, from south to north, passing through safe ground. Today, the world knows this path as Broadway. Mannahatta was peaceful, unaware that everything was about to change. In the fall of 1609, that silence was broken. Through thick ocean fog, a wooden Dutch ship slowly appeared. The sailors, tired from their long journey, looked at the green land in front of them in amazement. The ship was led by Henry Hudson, an English explorer searching for a route to Asia. He never found China or India. Instead, he found something unexpected. He wrote that this was the most beautiful land anyone had ever seen. The first meetings between the Dutch and the Lenape were peaceful. They traded goods, glass beads, metal tools, and simple items for animal furs. In Europe, these furs were extremely valuable, and this discovery changed everything. Soon, more ships arrived. Trees were cut down, land was cleared. In 1624, the Dutch built a small settlement and called it New Amsterdam. 2 years later, something famous happened. A Dutch leader named Peter Minuit bought the island from the Lenape. The price? Goods worth about 60 guilders. But there was a big misunderstanding. The Lenape believed they were sharing the land. The Dutch believed they owned it completely. Very quickly, New Amsterdam grew into a small European-style village. There were wooden houses, windmills, and muddy streets. But this city was not built for religion or ideals. It was built for one reason: money. Unlike English colonies in the north, New Amsterdam was a place for trade. People from many countries came here. In this small town, people spoke around 18 different languages. But this growth had a dark side. In the same years, the first African slaves were brought to the island. They did the hardest work, clearing forests, building roads, and constructing the city. The foundations of this future city were built with their labour and suffering. By the 1640s, the town had become messy and chaotic, so the Dutch sent a strict governor named Peter Stuyvesant. He had lost his leg in battle and walked with a wooden leg. He created order. He cleaned the streets, raised taxes, and built canals. But his most important action came from fear. In 1653, he ordered the construction of a long wooden wall on the northern edge of the town. This wall was built to protect the city from enemies. Years later, the wall disappeared, but its name remained: Wall Street. Despite all of this, Dutch rule did not last long. In 1664, British warships arrived in the harbour and demanded surrender. At first, Stuyvesant wanted to fight, but the merchants refused. They knew war would destroy their wealth. so the city surrendered without a single shot. The King of England gave the city to his brother, the Duke of York. From that moment on, the name changed forever: New York. The Dutch ruled for only about 40 years, but their influence never disappeared. The spirit of New Amsterdam still lives in New York today, a city of trade, diversity, and constant change. Even many English words and traditions come from that time, like boss, cookie, and even Santa Claus. So next time you walk through the streets of Manhattan, close your eyes for a moment. You might still hear the wind moving through the trees of Mannahatta, a land that once lived and breathed before the world changed it forever.